Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by and for returning to the old world. Today let's talk about whether the time frame covered by Warhammer Old World will be a good time, or was a good time, to be a dwarf. Now, this period of time, for the purposes of the Dwarf Kingdoms, is set during the Age of Men, also known as the Silver Age. This period of time runs under the Imperial calendar from -15 to 2304. It starts with the capture and rescue of Conan Ironbeard, the rescue being conducted by Sigmar, and ends with the conclusion of the Chaos Incursion. Now it is said that this period of time is one of regrowth, stability, and even reconquista. But was it? So we know that Warhammer the Old World doesn't cover the entirety of the Silver Age. This is a massively long period of time, particularly if you count it through the eyes of men. The game will cover a period, sort of the end of the middle towards really the end of this age. Now during this period we do have a number of notable victories. In 1712, Corbett Ironclaw is defeated, and Dwarven armies assist the forces, the various factions of the Empire defeat the Vampire Counts. But there's also losses. Just before the period of time covered by Warhammer Old World, one of the northern strongholds is eradicated by Valkyr the Bloody. Now for dwarves living during the Silver Age, it may seem that this is a time for prosperity. Some lands are reclaimed, there's new sources of wealth being explored. The fact remains, it isn't a golden age, and the dwarves are in decline. Birth rate will not be keeping up with the rate of attrition. In fact, since the War of the Beard, the Dwarf Kingdoms have been in steady decline. Now that rate of decline may be arrested from time to time. Things may start to look a little bit better, but ultimately, decline for the Dwarf Kingdoms is a constant truth. And I think this irony of a misplaced optimism is really important to how we view the dwarves during this time in the Warhammer historical setting. And it's certainly centred to the headcanon hold that I've created, run by Thorgrim Leifson, who heads up the army I'm creating ready for the game being released. I've gone so far as to put his hold in the north, where the threat of chaos will threaten to overwhelm him. And any gains that he makes, be they gains in land or in wealth, will be short-lived. In fact, chaos won't take his hold, and the hold will have an entirely different fate, but one that is also dark. How do we know this? Well, is it because Games Workshop have confirmed that the end times are coming? Well, no. We know the world is going to be destroyed, absolutely. But this story is one of really a prequel, if nothing else, to the story of actually a roleplay character I had when I was at university. But overall, it still plays into the fact that the history of the old world is known, whatever we've done with headcanon or otherwise, and there's no escaping the fates that have already been written. So I come back to my question: was the period of time covered by Warhammer the Old World a good time for being a dwarf? And actually, when you look at it from a relative position, then absolutely you could say yes. There is this sense of optimism. There is this sense of people going out and being able to explore new opportunities. But ultimately, the dwarves are on the back foot. They may make wins, they may generate gains, but it's never enough to arrest the slide completely as they descend further from their great strength and power that they've had in the past towards being an increasing shadow, living in the ruins of former glory. All that remains for me to say is thank you very much for listening this far. If you enjoy this sort of content and my thoughts on the Warhammer world, do consider subscribing and checking out some of the other videos that are available. Otherwise, thank you again for stopping by. I'm Return to the Old World. Have a great day.